Hello and welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to be talking about time, the shell built-in, and time, the executable, and the difference between the two. And as well, I'm going to show you a few cool things that you can do with bin time that I find occasionally useful. Anyway, let's jump into it. Okay, so DDoS, you snuck it in there. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay, so first off, we'll start with type time, and this will say that time here is a shell keyword. And if we do which time, that'll tell us that there is a user bin time, and there is actually a bin time as well. So these are actually the same executable. They're in different places on the path though. And on Ubuntu, I believe this is a symlink to ALD is what I want. Is it bin that's the symlink? One of the two is a symlink. Yeah, there we go. So /bin is a symlink to user bin on Ubuntu. But anyway, type time and which time. So time is a shell keyword, and this makes the shell interpret it before it even would go to some external command, such as bin time. And so if you call time, I don't know, sleep 1 on the terminal, this time is going to measure the entire shell expression that lives here. Which can be useful in some cases. So if you had like, a shell pipeline and you did time echo high sleep 1, this time is going to measure the entire time of this whole pipeline, not just this echo command and not just the sleep command, but the entire thing. Whereas if you call bin time on this, you'll see that it almost immediately prints this 0, 0, 0. This is the output of what bin time looks like. I guess I should have done this first to show you what bin time looks like. So bin time has a little bit of a different output here. You can see that this is the kind of important time here, the elapsed time. The formatting is a little bit fiddly as well. I actually much prefer the shell built-in output here. But you'll notice when I do bin time here, it's really only measuring this command here, and it's not measuring this whole shell pipeline. So that's that's the main difference in how it measures the time of stuff. And so you probably want to use the shell built-in if you're timing stuff in the terminal, just because it's going to be slightly more accurate on the whole shell expansion. Although, I don't know, maybe you only want to measure this thing, and then you would change up what you want to measure there. You can, I believe, get the shell built-in to also measure just this command. Yeah, so if you wrap this bit in a subshell here, this will scope the time to only this subshell, and so there are ways that you can use the shell built-in to only get one part of a command. This, of course, is a little bit tricky. But the thing that I really wanted to show you today is that the bin time program has a whole bunch of other features as well. And we can show most of those by doing -v. Let's just run a Python program that prints hello world, for example. And you'll see that bin time has printed out all this other stuff here. So you'll see that it has a verbose thing about the command, the user time. But the thing that I find the most useful about bin time is actually these two values right here. Actually, more specifically, just this value here. In that bin time can measure the amount of memory that a program uses. So I've often used this to do some very, very, very high level memory profiling to see whether a change increases or decreases the maximum amount of memory used by a program. And you can actually get this separately without this whole output. I believe it is capital M, %M. Let's see, %M. Yeah, so you can do bin time -- format %M. And let's just do some large memory allocation here. Yeah, so this should get bigger if I do this bigger. Oh, we made it too big, so we ran out of memory. Oh, that's still actually kind of too big. Oh no, stop. Okay, there we go. So you can see a larger number, we get a larger amount of memory. And this is in kilobytes, so often you want to convert that to whatever unit you want. But this is a good way to just kind of get an idea of the memory usage of your program. There's also some other interesting stuff in here, like file system inputs, socket messages, other stuff like that. So, time -v can be kind of useful in other ways. But anyway, that's the difference between the time built-in and the time executable. Oh, I want to show you one other thing that I learned recently. So if you do time echo high. This is going to use the shell built-in. You escape one of the characters in it, it skips normal shell expansion, and so this is actually just going to use bin time instead. So this is kind of a shortcut to having the type out bin time. This also skips alias expansion too. So for instance, nano is an alias for me. So if I type nano, I actually get Babby, which is my text editor. But if I do \nano, I get real nano. But someone in chat showed me this. So anyway, it's kind of a sneaky way that you can bypass the shell built-in. Anyway, hopefully you found this useful. If there are additional things you'd like to explain, leave a comment below or reach out to me on the various platforms. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.